It's fair to say that Ruben Amorim's first 7 months have not gone great at United, certainly in the Premier League. We're only 90 minutes away from Champions League football next season, but it doesn't really paint the full picture, does it? I just want to speak about my honest opinion on Amorim, what's happened so far, and the conversations that are floating around the media when it comes to whether he should be sacked. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that this season has not gone how any of us thought it would. After Ten Hag was kept after the FA Cup final, to him being sacked in November, to Ruben Amorim coming in, to United then losing 17 games overall this season. It's been a lot. It's been a lot more than any of us could have expected. And for some of you, genuinely for some United fans, they feel that sacking Ruben Amorim is the right decision. I've seen it being spoken about in the wider press more than United fans, but I just want to give my opinion on it in this video. I want to explain where I'm sitting and why my opinion's not really going to change no matter what happens in the Europa League final. I'm going to run through a couple of questions, just a couple of points to frame the video, right? And this is the starting point, as I just said there. I never, in my wildest nightmares rather than dreams, expected us to be this bad in the league this season. There's a reason that Ruben said to United, I don't want the job mid-season, I want it at the end of the season. No, you can't have it. You have to come in now or you won't have it. The job's gone. So he took it. He knew what was going to happen. And when you switch from one style completely to another, mid-season, without any time to train, and that's something that Amorim said since day one, you're obviously going to have struggles. I would have expected the struggles to get less as the season has gone on. But you know what the ultimate irony of this is? I genuinely feel that United, from a structure and overall perspective, it feels like United know what they're doing more. And the results have gone the other way. And my overriding feeling from the majority of bad performances in the league this season, certainly as the season has gone on. As it started, I have probably more questions about the system and where people were playing. It's far from perfect right now. We're 16th, 17th. Of course it's not perfect. So don't try and suggest that I'm saying that. But as the season has gone on, it feels like the players have actually understood what Amorim has wanted them to do more. But here's the kicker. They haven't been able to execute it. I've come away from so many United games thinking more about the player quality and the lack of finishing and the poor and big, massive individual mistakes than I have about, if only we played in the back four, we wouldn't have these problems. If we played any system this season with these players, I imagine we'd have the same problems. We did. I got one manager sacked, and it's having conversations about another manager now. But this is what a lot of United fans feel, and this is why. Like, I'm not here to tell you that there is no justification for being angry towards Amorim and that there is no justification for the concept of sacking him. Manchester United are 16th in the league. We've lost 17 games. 16, 17 games this season? 17 games this season. I understand. I just disagree. My honest view on Amorim is United cannot possibly... That we made a massive balls up with Ten Hag. Massive balls up. I thought that Ten Hag should have kept his job. But he shouldn't have. And it was a massive mistake by the club. They corrected that by sacking him, but then brought Amorim in mid-season. And the idea that there are some United fans that feel that 7 months, 8 months after getting the job, that the best idea now would be to sack Amorim and to just start fresh somewhere else, I just think it's a bit outrageous. Outrageous, is that the right word to describe it? I'm not quite sure. But why wouldn't you give Ruben Amorim the summer? I'm guessing you're going to come back to me and say, well, hold on, Sam, we're 16th here. I will go back to the point I've said there. To me, it really feels like we've been massively let down by player quality and execution more than we have the wrong system or the wrong coach. I see Ruben Amorim and I see an excellent manager. Yeah, he's made some mistakes. Of course, he's maybe 16th in the league. But I don't see someone who's being overwhelmed by being United manager. I don't see someone who's being overwhelmed by the scale of the job. I see someone who does command respect, but also has a firm hand. And we've seen that all in the hairdryer situation and the cuts on it. He clearly has got an angrier side, and he's not just softy. He's not an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in that sense. But what I think this season has changed is the patience that will be given to Amorim from a pretty decent section of United fans when it comes to the start of next season. And that's as a direct consequence of finishing 16th in the league. To me, winning the Europa League or losing the Europa League won't change my opinion on whether I think Ruben Amorim deserves to get the summer, to get rid of the... It's not even just about the wrong... And this is a big thing. It's not just about the wrong attitudes leaving. It's not just about the wrong quality of players leaving. It's just everything has to be done right this summer. It'll be an opportunity for Amorim to actually bond with his players and bond with the team and actually create the right environment. It's about getting rid of the wrong players with the wrong attitude. Players who don't want to commit everything to the club, and the likes of Rashford and Sancho and Anthony and maybe I'm not saying that attitude-wise, but in terms of reinvesting-wise, Casemiro and Luke Shaw, and you've got Malacia, and you've got Lindelof leaving, you've got Evans leaving, you've got Eriksen leaving, you've got Heaton, who might stay for one more year, don't quite know. But the overhaul is huge, and bringing those players together and then actually having a better quality squad, be a tighter-knit squad, bringing in players like Cunha, maybe Delap, and then whoever else comes in. My expectations next season, it's not that United are going to hit the ground running straight away and winning every single game. But the thing that's pissed me off so much this season, mainly with the team, is the poor finishing and the massive individual errors. Cut those two things out and United immediately get more points, especially when it comes to scoring goals. But on top of that, I want to see the fundamentals of the Amorim system. And for me, we've still not quite got that yet. And that's where I think that the structure of Amorim's system is slow and cumbersome. It needs to be sharper. The passes, the fizzing the passes, quicker between the defenders, breaking the lines more. That comes with quality, and that I think, as I said here, I think the irony is that United are actually overall playing better, but just the results aren't coming. So many times this season, we've seen that, and more so recently. So I just think that any conversation around sacking Amorim, it's not as simple as to say, oh, you can't do that, you can't break we have to break the cycle, we have to back a manager, have patience, etc., etc. That isn't always the right answer. But it certainly is the right answer. And it's not really about patience. What do you mean patience? He's 7 months into a job he didn't want mid-season. Winning the Europa League would somehow put a massive cherry on top of just a cake of shit. That's what it would be if we win it. But if we lose it, I still want Amorim to get the summer. I still want the same process to happen. Obviously, it would change how much we can invest and the overall sentiment among United fans, but that's just my own opinion on Amorim. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know not everyone will agree, but hey, look, opinions. You're allowed to agree and disagree with them.